Hello and welcome back to Money at Work. My name is Corey Nichols, and today we are going to be taking a look at my Robinhood portfolio. I always like to start off each video with what my current value is, and that is $984.32. Now, I know that's not a huge investment, but when I click back here under the portfolio view and I look back at this last week, you can see here that my portfolio value has increased by just over 10%, which is just over $90 in profit, which is amazing. There's not really another investment platform out there that would allow you to see such amazing growth, especially in this type of volatile market as a response to COVID and the recent presidential election. I'm going to go back over here to my account section here, and I'll give you kind of a layout that you can clearly see. I am 100% invested into stocks. For some reason, there's still 4 cents that's invested into a cryptocurrency, which I think was left over there from a previous account, and I don't bother with. You can kind of see a breakdown of my stocks here, but there has been some pretty big changes that I have made to my portfolio, one of which is a new investment into a powerhouse of a monthly dividend paying stock that I want to share with you guys here in just a moment. Before I do that, though, I do have to remind everyone that this video is being produced for entertainment purposes only, that this is not investment advice, and nor do I encourage anyone to go out and make similar investments. This video is a documentation of my progress here on Robinhood. Before you make any investment, please do all the research necessary, and if you do not understand any aspect of an investment, please seek professional investment advice. With that said, again, this video is for entertainment purposes only, and it's just to give people maybe possibly an idea of some stock to look into. Now, previously, I had invested, like I said, heavily into Great Elms Capital. If you had not watched my previous video, Great Elms Capital is a monthly dividend-paying stock. And with the investment that I had in there, I was looking to maximize my monthly payment. My goal for my portfolio is to get to a $200 a month dividend payout through the use of mostly monthly dividend paying stocks, but possibly through the use of traditional quarterly paying dividend stocks. Great Elms Capital has been in the news quite a bit lately in the investment side. I had previously owned 136 shares in the company and was looking at a monthly payout of about $15 to $17 a month. Unfortunately, though, about a month and a half ago, they made an announcement that dividend payments would only be paid out in 10% cash and 90% in additional stock options. So if you were going to be getting back $10, $1 would come back in cash and $9 would come back in additional stocks under Great Elm Capital. Unfortunately, though, that payment date is coming up on November 20th. Today is November 11th, and I should double check that to make sure. Yep, payment date November 20th. So typically speaking on Robinhood, about 2 weeks, a week at the very latest, but usually about 2 weeks in advance, they post a little section right here that'll say, upcoming dividend payment. Nothing has happened in that regard. I had owned the stock during the ex-dividend date and on the record date. I have reached out to Great Elms Capital's investors relation page, and I have not heard anything back from them. I've also reached out to Robinhood to just confirm what's going on. I know that there's been a lot of speculation that Great Elm may not be able to pay out their dividend payment or might suspend it completely. So with that said, I held on to the stock. The worst thing you can do, in my opinion, is to sell out of a stock when it's low. I had seen a pretty big drop in value. You can see right here at the end of October. That said, my total investment was down almost $70. I think at one point it did drop down to just under $90. It was like negative $86 total investment. And then you can see here that we started seeing a big growth. Now, I had purchased some of my shares up here just under the $3 value, and then I purchased the majority of them at like the $265, $268 mark. Now, if I would have purchased down here at its lowest at 252, I could have made back even more money. But once I seen that spike back up, I was in the positive. I had cleared that negative $80 difference and was up $30. I sold out completely all 136 shares. You can see here. The sale resulted in $388.96. The reason why I did sell out of that is I still think that this is a great monthly dividend paying stock, but I do think that with our current COVID response, we're going to see a big drop off here. And I do think that it's probably going to fall back down to the 250 mark or below the 250 mark per share. That said, I may swoop in and purchase some at a very cheap price, but until then, I am watching this very carefully. Now, if I wasn't concerned about the monthly dividends, I would have left it alone. Again, you don't want to sell when you're way low down here like this and then end up losing out on your investment. Like I said, in total, I was able to walk away with some additional money in my pocket, and I had then began doing quite a bit of research onto different, again, monthly dividend paying stocks because that's what I like to focus on. My research, though, came up very, very negatively. I had looked at probably over 50 monthly dividend paying stocks, and either they had seen some really big drop in growth, or they had cut or suspended or eliminated their dividends altogether. A lot did that back in March and haven't picked back up, and that's March being when COVID had initially hit. That said, I continued to do research for a couple of days, and I came across Oxford Lane Capital, ticker sign OXLC, and this was a really great investment. When I looked at the 1 year kind of time frame for this portfolio, for the stock, you can see here that it was selling about the $8 mark, and it has dropped down to $4.66 as of today. I was able to pick it up at an average cost of $4.67. Now, again, this was a stock that I had purchased a little over $100 worth, and I can tell you the exact amount, $106.49, so 23 shares, back when it was at $4.63. So it's gone up a little bit since then, but we did see right here that I did purchase an additional $463.32, so an additional 99 shares, and that in total brought up my total shares to 122 shares, representing almost 60% of my portfolio value at this time. Now, that said, when I look at the 5-year here, you can kind of see that the stock price did stay pretty close to the same, but there was a little bit of kind of a decrease in value. It's kind of hard to see, but as of August 23rd, it had gone down 13.81%, which is something that I would tend to stay away from. Yes, you're collecting those dividend payments, but if the value of your investment is going down, you can easily lose way more from that depreciation in value over the stock, over the dividend payments. But as I move forward here, you can kind of see again in that February, March timeframe, the stock plummeted and it's slowly recovering. Unfortunately, though, with this kind of second wave of COVID going on, I do believe that we are going to see Oxford Lane Capital probably drop a little bit more down to the $4 mark, but I don't believe it's going to go down below there. I have already, if I come back over here to my portfolio, I go to total returns and I scroll down right here. In total, I've lost $2.24, which just jumped down, which is okay. We are in a very turbulent time, and I do think that the stock is going to pick back up, but I am watching it very, very carefully. Gray Elms Capital, they did post their dividend payments through the end of the year, GECC. Sorry, I think I did say Gray Elms Capital. They did post through the end of the year their dividend payments, but and their dividend payments were a bit higher. Unfortunately, though, I wasn't concerned about getting additional shares into the company, but I was worried that there's still a lot up in the air, and that unpredictability caused concern. And once the stock reached a value where I could sell out of it with a little bit of a profit, it made sense for me to do that. But again, I am still watching GECC or Great Elms Capital very, very closely, and I'll continue to report on that on our weekly updates. Oxford Lane Capital, though, there is something pretty interesting here that they have posted through the end of this quarter, through 12/15 of 2020, and they posted their dividend payments all the way through the first quarter of 2021. Now, again, as a small disclaimer, they could change, suspend, or eliminate those dividend payments. You can see here, though, that they had already reduced those payments from 0.135 cents a share down to 0.0675 cents a share. I believe that there is a likelihood that they could reduce those dividend payments again, but I think that we are likely safe through March of next year. So, like I said, that's one reason that I invested into here pretty heavily. Now, when I had previously gone to their investor relation page, they did show the same dividend payment, and I was kind of surprised because they had a calculator on there, and I'll see if I can pull it up. That calculator, it produced a different projected monthly dividend that I should be receiving. So I thought that was kind of funny. When you scroll down to once you access their website, you're going to click on Investors Relations. Once you're on Investor Relations, you're going to scroll down. Oh, let's see if I can find it on here again. I'm probably not going to be able to. Historical prices and distributions. We're going to go to distributions. And yep, here's their dividend calculator. We're going to go ahead and expand that. We're going to go to most recent, so that 0.0675. Again, looking at my portfolio for Oxford Lane Capital, you can see that I own 122 shares. So I'm going to go over, and as it states on here, you put in the number of stocks that you own into this box. So I'm looking at a total monthly dividend of $8.24. So $8.24 a month coming back on the stock. And if we do the math on that, I currently own $569.81. Or that was what I spent on it. Right now the market value is just below that by about $1. So not anything too crazy, and I'm getting back, the $8.24 a month. So I love that. If we come over here, we go to year to date, recalculate that, they're projecting that I would make back $82.35 a year. So that is getting me on track pretty quickly with my goal of $200 a month. I know that there's a big difference there from the $8 to the $200, but it's getting me there. I would like to, before the end of the year, have my current portfolio value at least $2,500. If I do the math on that very quickly, let me open up a calculator here. With my $468, I think it was, currently invested in OXLC, and I want to pull up and I want to do the math here, $569. If I was able to invest, let's say, an additional $1,000, and at its current price of $466, that's another 214 shares. 214 plus the 122 that I already own, that puts us up to 336 shares. If I jump back over here, 336, and I calculate that out, that's $22 a month. That's over 10% of my goal to reach the $200 a month. Now, again, that's not factoring in taxes, which I haven't talked about really at all at this point, because you do have to pay taxes on these dividend payments, but I'm not worried about that. My goal pre-tax is $200 a month, and if I can be 10% of the way there before the end of the year, that's 2 months worth of investing, to be 10% to making $200 a month in dividend payments, I'll be happy. Now, if we click back here on their NASDAQ page, if those dividend payments return to the 0.135 at 336 shares, $45.36 a month. which is amazing. So like I said, I'm keeping a very, very close eye on OXLC, which is Oxford Lane Capital, and I think I'm going to continue to invest fairly heavily into this stock. Again, going back over to the NASDAQ page, you can see here November 12th was the ex-dividend date, which is today. I purchased the shares yesterday, or the day, I think it was yesterday, on the 11th, so we are good there. And the record date is 11/13 tomorrow, and then the payment date is 11/30. So once we have the on Robinhood the projected dividend payment here under like the pending category, we'll go ahead and we'll talk about that. We'll look into this a little bit further, but as it stands right now, my plan is to invest $200 a week. Kind of as a minimum. With the holidays coming up, hopefully I can keep on track with that. But I do think that we are going to see some major benefits here from Oxford Lane. Again, this is not going to be a stock that I'm not going to hold on to this for years. I'm going to hold on to this until it returns to probably about the $6 mark. Once we reach that $6 mark, I think that I'll be comfortable at that point selling out and investing into a little bit more of a stable monthly dividend stock that will have a drastically smaller dividend yield. So right now the dividend yield for Oxford Lane Capital is 34.69%, which is astronomical. So with that higher dividend payment means that there is a higher risk of losing everything at this point, because again, we're not ever guaranteed on the stocks that we're investing into. So in total, this is just kind of, like I said, an overview of this week's progress on Robinhood. You can see today, and it's kind of been all over the news, U.S. stock slip on COVID-19 concerns. I think I heard on the radio yesterday that 7 or 8 states had instituted kind of local shutdowns again. Isolated shutdowns is probably a better word. It's not an entire state. Michigan is one. We've had 3 major medical facilities today kind of reporting on the major concerns that they have for hospital shortages, both in supplies and space. So I think Michigan is probably next in line for that. So with that said, we're going to see stocks kind of drop back down, but then they're going to pick back up. So like I said, right now is a great time to get into the stock market if you are not. And one of the easiest ways of doing that is to sign up with a Robinhood account. Robinhood has made things so easy. It's where I have learned all of my investment information already, or my knowledge. This is where I've gained it from. There's a lot of really cool resources on there, and like I said, they are giving away a free stock if you sign up with my code. In addition to you getting a free stock, I get a free stock, and we can really help each other out. So if you haven't already, go ahead and sign up for a Robinhood account. I mean, it's really easy. You do need your social security number, and you will have to link an account too. But once you're done with that, you can start making some very solid money. And I know I've shown this before, but I mean, looking at, where is it? Right here. This week alone, $91.47. This month, $42.76. So if you're making that much money off this type of this small of an investment, that's some great work. So if you even have more money to invest, you have the potential of making even more money. So again, I think right now is the time to get into the market if you can. Other than that, guys, though, if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below, and we'll be more than happy to answer them for you. I'm going to be on here really watching the market over the next couple of days, and if there's any major changes, we'll send out an update video. But other than that, like I said, GECC I think's gotten a little bit too unstable as a monthly dividend stock, but Oxford Lane Capital, I do believe that this is the route to go. Again, I strongly suggest you check out their investor relation page. If you have any comments or questions for them, I did reach out under the Contact Us tab, and I did get a response back within a day. So I think that they had Oxford Lane, I think they have their kind of crap together at this point, and right now it is really easy to be freaked out with everything that is going on in the economy. So that said, like I said, questions or comments, leave them below. Other than that, please consider subscribing, and please consider sharing this video if it is something that you found interesting, and we look forward to getting more content out next week. Thank you guys for watching, and until then, we'll see you next time.